What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. I got a bunch of stuff on here, but you might notice that there's a monkey in this pile here. What I got, I'm going to throw that out real quick, is this is the Jungle Lord figure from 9 Modelism. Guy I know got it in, has some issues, so I'm trying to fix them. Primary issues, I'm currently working on the one part, but part of it is abdomen broke, so I'm going to be resculpting that. I put a little rod here just so there's something for the epoxy putty to kind of hook onto, and hopefully it won't break back off. I also got to fix the foot so that the foot will actually stand, because that also looks like there was a part there that kind of broke off. Because I'm pretty sure this is 3D printed, from what I can tell. Just 3D printed and sanded. They kind of did the same thing with the Mudos that I did a little bit back, where the joints are all kind of mixed meshed and stuff. But then again, I think he looks better. Just like initial detail wise, he looks better. So I got a few repair things. I'm just gonna let the camera roll and just kind of go with it. I also got to fix a finger. So one of these fingers needs some loving. But anyways, I got some epoxy putty here that are already squished together. Also somehow got a hair in it. And I'm just going to start resculpting this section here. So, talk to you guys in a few. coming. My wife called me. But got the parts all cured on here now. So now I just matched the paint up. Just took some browns and some blacks. You know, just kind of applying it over top of the part I epoxied. Just match the skin. Or, not skin, the fur. Matching the fur. Didn't go super crazy with the detailing on it just because I wanted it to sort of match the way it was looking. Like, you can kind of tell it's a repair job, but better than what it was. And then I'm just going to dry brush a little bit of this paint over top of some of the other sections just to let the colors blend a little bit better. So it looks more like it's supposed to. Like, the color matches the rest of the figure then. I'm not going to go super crazy on it, but give it a nice variety. The paint job anyways. There's some sections here that look kind of dookie anyways, so. Alright, so I got this guy all set up if you guys want to see him. Oh, you might notice the camera looks a little different. I'm actually trying out the camcorder here. Just because I kind of wanted to have the same audio quality. But I'm going to put the little neck piece back. I still got to work on trying to get this head to fit in the hole a little better. But it does the trick. But just so you guys can see a little bit more up close, here is the repaired side. I need to make it a little bit thicker so that moving it around isn't just going to scuff off. I'll say some of the stuff's on here a little bit loose, but it is going to hold itself pretty nicely. Same with that little side here. Repaired that spot. Like, if you look up super close, you can still kind of notice it there. But I wanted to have enough thickness so that I didn't have, like, you won't have to worry about it breaking back off. And I still try to kind of match the muscle flow on there. And I didn't make the hair super detailed because on the figure, a lot of the hair isn't super in-depth anyways, for the most part. The arms are generally where you see a lot more of the fuzz. On here, it was a little bit faded, so I tried to match it as best I could with the epoxy putty. And then just painted it, matched the colors, and then I painted some of the other parts here just to kind of help the coloring blend if it was a little bit offset, but I think I got it pretty well matched up. Then you can also see here the thumb that I repaired. Did it over top. I'm actually very pleased with that thumb. Like, that looks like that's legitly supposed to be there, because grabbing where I'm keeping the other parts, you also might notice another custom in here that I'm currently working on. But here's the original thumb. Here's the repaired thumb. This might be a little bit thicker, but overall, not too shabby. Again, wanted to make sure it was going to stay on there. So, made it a little thicker. But overall, you're not going to really notice it too bad. And that's kind of like the nature of the beast with these things, because this is a 3D printed figure. At least I'm pretty sure it's 3D printed. It feels like it's 3D printed. But it's a fairly fragile figure. Especially with the sides here, because you can see, taking this part off, it's very thin. So it doesn't take too much stress in order to move that section in here. I still have to seal this properly. As you might notice in there, it's scratched a little bit here, so it's sealed off. I do have to do that, but I figured I had enough done that I can kind of just show you guys the final product here. For the foot, at least currently, I gotta ask him if he wants me to keep it this way, but I swapped out the joint here for the foot because then you can still pose it. It's still a little loose in there, but it's at least not gonna flop around anymore like it was previously, because right now it's got a bunch of Revolt Tech joints, which I think is kind of meh, to be honest, because it causes a lot of stress that I feel like causes a a lot more breakage with the figure. Instead of using what I got here are Gundam joints. And these are just friction resistant, so they just there's no ratchet or tension. You can just kind of move it as you go, which I personally like a little bit better. Granted, I know it can be a little more money because a little pack of these guys is going to run you about $10 per, unless you buy a bunch of them in bulk, which is the best way I could recommend. But usually for like a figure like him, you need probably 2 or 3 of these in order to fully do them. And then also the paint, putting the figure together, like it definitely bumps up the cost, so I can understand why. But personally, I think he looks pretty good. I guess we could kind of review him here too. Like he's actually set up pretty nicely, where he has like the extra piece of plastic here, which is kind of like a Monster Arts. And for the most part, like posability wise, he's set up pretty nice. Like he definitely is more akin to like the old Godzilla Revoltex. Although the knees kind of scare me. And this is the part I'm still kind of like overtly terrified that it's going to just break off on this thing. That and some of these definitely a little longer slash looser than I would like to. Which is kind of the thing I've been noticing with a lot of these like custom figures, is that some of the stuff that gets shipped out on these, I kind of wish they would have maybe did other stuff. Because even with this guy, foot popped off, he's got like mix and match color joints, or they're painted, so they'll rub off eventually. Now, when I've done them, I dyed the joints, and that works really well. But then you got to make sure, like, you have specific joints for that, because you know you need something that's going to take the dye plus be able to color. So you need at least something that's like a gray or a light color in order to do that. Well, dark joints aren't going to really do it for you. And that's what's, again, kind of nice about these, because you can get them in a couple of different colors. So if you want to do gray, you can do gray, and then because it's not a smooth finish, it'll take the dye pretty well. So yeah, then they're just a little bit more terrifying in terms of playability, because they are definitely going to be more fragile than, say, a Monster Arts. But I think overall, like, he did a really nice job on the paint job. Like, to be honest, initially, I don't think I could have really done any better. Maybe the eyes. I probably could have did the eyes a little bit better. But everything else, actually, I think he did really good on this for the paint. Also, I'm definitely got to find that foot. There we go. Other things for this guy, he comes with a stick that looks like a beam. Like, I can believe this to be atomic fire. But it's got some little thorns or like broken sticks, and it works pretty well because usually he like rips the bark off of these anyways. Now, getting him to hold it, on the other hand, I gotta see the accessories, because for his head comes with grumpy face, and then he also comes with grinning face, which each of these do look really nice. And then you get some clenched fists, you get some open hands. Up you do get a more gripping hand, which I guess we could try. Here's the other open hand. I was gonna say, is there another clenched fist? I'm like, oh yeah, he's got it on him. Right. But he's only got the one gripping hand, which holds onto the figure pretty well, or the stick, I should say. It does make me a little concerned because you don't want to put too much pressure on the thumb, because again, this is all hard. I think it's plastic. Is that or resin? I have a feeling it's resin. So too much pressure on this could snap it, so that is a definite concern. But overall, not too shabby. I'm not gonna do photos or any extra stuff outside of just whatever for the thumbnail. Again, I think he looks pretty solid, but just be forewarned that if you want to get a hold of him, or you're waiting to get a hold of him, because I know the guy's still shipping them out that makes these, just be forewarned, he's fairly fragile, and some of the stuff might be a little bit loose on him, especially with the joints. Like this Revoltech joint was like, there's no friction there at all.
But then you do get, like you just see here, a couple loose sections. Which, before I ship this out, I'm definitely going to tighten these up a little bit. Primarily, I'll probably just add a little bit of glue to the top of this and let it cure and then insert it to give it a little bit more friction. Got to do the same thing with the feet. And something else, I forget now. There's one other loose thing. Oh yeah, the top of the leg. Right. Got to do it to this too. It's pretty much just this leg in general sucks. But yeah, it's still like, he was a fun, easy custom to work on. I do enjoy doing the little repair works for these guys. But anyways, let me know in the comment section below if you guys picked up a Jungle Lord, what you thought of them, and if you guys are excited about the little guy in the back here that I still gotta work out all the kinks. More or less gotta do the same thing for this guy, and then do some sculpting and what have you. But he'll get a video here, hopefully in the near future. But anyways, help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys, like to give the day with channel donate. We greatly appreciate it. And also, if you guys can hit that little notification bell so you guys keep up to date with all our videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.